Hello there, football fans. Welcome once more to the Mercurial Trequartistas Gamecast, your weekly dose of Premier League passion, predictions, and proper football talk. By way of introduction, I'm Tatan, and joining me is the co-host whose observations always feel earned and not rushed. Mark, how are we feeling?
Oh, I'm feeling pretty rushed. It's yeah, been a bit of an active week, but yeah, FA Cup, AFCON, it's all been good. All been good.
Good stuff. So, what's on the menu today? It's our usual format. So, we will start with Premier League talking points, and we will then move on to our second segment, which is fantasy football tips for the weekend ahead. And we shall round things off with our third section, the obscure facts segment. It's the part of the show that's gaining myth, memory, and meaning every week. So, let's start with segment one, Premier League talking points. Diving straight into it after the Cup, the Prem is back with a bang. But Mark, let's start with Man United and Michael Carrick. So Man U have plumped for Michael Carrick until the end of the season. What do you reckon?
Well, it's going to be a really interesting rest of the season for him. I mean, another interim. From the sounds of it, they were also talking to Solskjaer, which I mean, I don't know about you, that would have looked a bit bizarre to me going back, especially after how it ended there. But they've clearly got their eyes on somebody. Maybe it's Glasner. Glasner's contract is coming to an end, and he's pretty much confirmed yesterday that he won't be renewing. So it looks like this interim's in to buy time for the new manager. What that means for the rest of the season, it could be a bit of a risk. I mean, do players sort of subconsciously run less, try less? It's a bit awkward. Hopefully they'll be aiming for some kind of bounce back, but you never know. After a short-term bounce, it could be tough going. Unfortunately for them, the first two games are ridiculously easy. It's City and Arsenal.
Yeah, I think he's been their coach before, so he filled the gap after Ollie left. So this was, I think it was in November of 2021, and he stepped up to be the coach for three matches. This was prior to Ralph Rangnick arriving. I think it's a slightly odd choice, but I kind of differ because I think Ollie he would have been a decent choice for Man U because he'd spent time in the hot seat already. And I thought, and this is perhaps contrary to popular opinion, that Ollie did quite well. And I mean, in my opinion, it was only the acquisition of Ronaldo who had to be shoehorned into the lineup that unbalanced what was a quite decent team that he was trying to put together. But with regards to Carrick, you're spot on. I mean, another interim, how motivated are the players going to be? I know Carrick, I think he's best known for a stint at Borough, which started well, but it didn't quite pan out. I also understand that he tends to favour a 4-2-3-1 formation, almost to the point of there not being a plan B. To my mind, this sounds a lot like Amorim. Is this what Man United need? Another inflexible coach?
Managers and philosophy, eh? It used to be all about adapting to whatever was on the pitch, but nowadays it's all this is the way. There is no other. So yeah, managers are literally yeah, winning or losing based on just how much they're
Mm,
dedicated to the systems. I'm not sure it's something I'd like to see coming in to the game generally. I kind of like the whole adapting systems to what you've got in front of you, but yeah, it's it will be a bit of a change from 3-4-3, 4-3-3 to go into the Carrick system.
mm, yeah.
And again, players there might just have had enough. They might be thinking, well, I'm not going to be here later. I'm not going to be here next season. How committed can you be? Whether it's deliberately or just subconsciously. But yeah, I think the next few games will certainly tell. They shouldn't need any firing up for the derby.
No.
So
Yeah.
yeah, if
Yeah.
yeah, they won't get away with a poor performance in that one. So yeah, by the end of the
Well,
day, we'll certainly have an idea.
I think Pep's team are in fine form, so it will be a tough one on Saturday lunchtime. But if we move on to story number two, so it's January, and that means one thing: transfer shenanigans. I'm going to read out a few names to you.
Oh,
Just say
more
the
names.
first more names. So
First name, Sam Allardyce.
well, if you want to start with him, we can do.
Oh
But
no, I'm just, I'm just waiting for the campaign to resume. That's all.
let's start with Brennan Johnson.
Good start. It's yeah, I think he looked happy to be well, happy to be picked really in the first game back. I think he's going to be a threat for the new team. He did have some good moments for Spurs, but
Hmm.
uh, it just didn't work out. So maybe change of scene, new teammates, new club, new system. Uh, I'm
Yeah.
I'm fairly sure it'll work out better this time around.
I think he used to score very well for Forest. And at Spurs, he would do so in patches, but perhaps he's not taken to Frank's systems all that well. So let's wish him well. But he can score goals in the Prem. There's no doubt about that.
Oh yeah.
So, and I think for Palace, he will be a decent acquisition. And Palace, they will be well. They will have outgoings as well in this transfer window. So, and let's move on to a name that we mentioned a few weeks ago, but he's moved since then, and that's
Oh,
Semenyo.
Semenyo. Yeah. Well, I think there was a small contingent of people that were sort of a little skeptical as to whether this might work out or how much he'd be used straight after signing. He's hit the ground running and looked every inch the player he's looked at Bournemouth. So yeah,
Hmm.
fit right in seamlessly, making the runs, banging in goals. Really good start. So yeah, and just in time for trying to close the gap on Arsenal. So
Yeah.
yeah, another big goal threat for them.
Yeah, I mean, I can only echo that. I think City's title push, this has only been sharpened. I mean, he adds pace and like a goal threat to an already very good attack at City. And it's kind of like you said that, at the end of the season, well, sorry, at the business end of the season, goals win leagues. And adding Semenya to the ranks of City, it's like a typically intelligent move by Pep. He knows what like, needs to be done, and Arsenal don't really have an out and out number nine. I know they have Gyökeres, and but he contributes to the team not just with goals but with other things, and I think it's a great move for City, and
Oh
let's see
yeah,
how
I
it goes.
think it looked like a statement of intent signing that. That says to me that Pep does not think this gap is too big.
Hmm.
So yeah, I would expect more of a title fight than most are expecting for the rest of the season.
Yeah. And on the subject of City, the rumours are that they will get Mark Gahey as well. Have you heard anything about that? Or
It's well, I mean, it's looking on really, isn't it? I think yeah, again another statement of intent signing. They basically sort of made key signings at the back, at the front. Yeah, this could could be key for the rest of the season.
Mm.
And Guehi, okay, I don't think he or Palace generally had a great game against Macclesfield, and yeah, I imagine he'll probably get put straight into that team.
Yeah, agreed, agreed. We move on to another name, someone who's come back to the Premier League, Conor Gallagher.
Do you know what? He was like your perfect budget buy in fantasy football back in the day, especially when he was at Chelsea. Yeah, so yeah, I think he's gone away, done the abroad thing, and I again Premier League experience. I don't
Mm.
see how he doesn't start with a bang. Yeah, looking forward to how that plays out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the midfield has been a bit of a weak spot for Spurs. But in fairness, they have had a lot of injuries there. But I think, he knows how to play in the Premier League, and like he's a cracking player. His know-how and and his guile, it's going to help Spurs massively. He's a great signing. He really is, and it's nice to see him back.
Yeah,
And yeah,
and
so
it's a very frank signing as well, isn't it? This looks like it's he's starting to get the players in that he wants. to build around. So yeah, I'm sure if
So,
he's given time, it'll because
if
there's a
he's
bit of a
given
pressure
time.
match on today, isn't there?
So, Frank signing. So, can we refer to these as a touch of Frank,
A
or does
touch of
that,
Frank.
or does that sound a bit dodgy?
I don't know. Frank transfers. Yeah, it's Frank, the Frank economy. Maybe that might even be some kind of financial thing later. I don't know. Inevitably, there'll be a financial spin-off for the Trackatistas, right?
Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. And then if we move on to a pair that West Ham have signed, so Castellanos and Pablo. Any thoughts on them?
It's a great name. I like the name. That's it's a name that's sort of it's deserving of some proper football commentary when a screamer goes in. So hopefully you can hit a few of them. Uh,
Mm,
West Ham really need goals. So
mm,
yeah, I think they're hoping the fans are hoping that he's going to come straight in and do the business. It's tough. This one I think without necessarily having Premier League experience, this one might take a few games or so.
sure.
But I think there's still plenty of time left. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's unbelievable to say it out loud, but Nuno and West Ham are battling relegation at this point, which
Oh, yeah,
yeah, and you know how I said moments earlier with City that goals win leagues at the business end of the season. Exactly the same applies for teams that are threatened with relegation.
yeah,
Goals keep teams in the league, and the arrival of Castellanos and Pablo, this signals West Ham's urgency need to improve the team's goal scoring. So let's hope they work out and quickly because West Ham need them. But
yeah. And it's a huge one, isn't it? Today, Spurs, West Ham, both managers under massive pressure. Uh, I mean, I don't think there's ever been a game where there has been a genuine risk of a double sacking, but this 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 is a big match for both teams. So yeah,
I I
yeah.
think both of them are safe though. I mean, I don't know. I mean, are we going to see Sam? Is like Allardyce going to come
I
back?
hope they're both safe. I like what they've done at previous clubs. I
Mm,
don't feel like either have been given anywhere near the time that they need to fix the problems at the clubs that they're at now. So yeah, it's it's rough. It's rough. Fan expectation, the disappointment with the way the owners have run both teams, and the frustrations
mm,
coming out and being aimed at what they can see on the pitch and what they think they can affect.
hmm Yeah,
It's a tough job, the manager position, and I think both of them are finding out just how much pressure there is at those the teams. So yeah, it's huge game today.
but Big Sam waiting in the wings for one of these clubs.
I mean, the tech campaign is keen to see him back. I still don't think he's going to happen. I think he's quite happy at the moment, but
I think so. I think so too.
but for, just for Tate's benefit,
Yeah.
one last hurrah maybe.
Okay, if we move on to story number three. So this week's AFCON review, it's been the semi-finals this week. So Senegal beat Egypt 1-0 in their semi, with Sadio Mane scoring the decisive goal late on and defeating his former Liverpool teammate and frenemy Mo Salah in the process. In the other semi, Morocco overcame Nigeria on penalties after a 0-0 draw, and Samuel Chukwueze of Fulham, he wasn't on the pitch during regular play, but coach Eric Chalet, he subbed him in specifically for the penalty shootout. Chukwueze stepped up to take his shot and missed, and the fans of Nigeria, they just erupted online. They were furious. Following the match, Chalet explained that Chukwueze wasn't a random pick. He mentioned that the team had spent a lot of time in training working specifically on penalties, and when they crunched the numbers, Chukwueze came out as one of their best penalty takers. Again, it just shows once again that you can practice as much as you want, but penalties to win a shootout, you always need a bit of luck, and it's just heartbreaking when things don't work out. But he'll be back with Fulham probably next week because there's a third and fourth place playoff as well, which he has to participate in. But very sad. Sorry, go on.
I mean, the pressure of taking a penalty anyway is massive. But if your manager's bringing you on specifically for that reason, you're piling even more pressure on the player as well.
Yeah.
Uh, I think that's why I'm kind of against the last minute substitutions bringing up, whether it's key. I mean, I know it's worked in the past, especially with the keeper and Van Gaal and bringing on the Newcastle keeper, didn't he? And he had a blinder in the shootout, but it can't always work. Somebody's still got to miss,
Yeah.
and the pressure
Yeah.
that must have been on him when he came on, because everybody's
Yeah.
thinking, oh, he's been brought on for the penalty. He must have some penalty. It can still be saved. It can still be missed. So yeah, harsh on him.
Indeed. Harsh on him.
Uh,
Yeah.
and unlucky on Salah. The Sadio Mane haunts him again. That's three in a row now for Mane, and it was a good goal. Really good finish from Sadio Mane in that one. And yeah, they turned up. They wanted it more,
Yeah.
and
Mm.
yeah, really really good. It's been a good tournament. I've enjoyed a lot of the matches, but
Yeah.
I think Senegal, they've got to be favourites now, haven't they?
Yeah. I was just going to say that the final on Sunday, so it's Senegal versus Morocco. So that's Sunday night sorted, but it's got to be Senegal. They've
Oh yeah,
been good again,
yeah.
and yeah, it's been a cracking tournament, as you say. Brilliant. I've really enjoyed it. So, but yeah,
Yeah,
Sunday
and
night.
not long to wait for the next one.
Let's see. Let's see. Well, there you have it. Many takes expressed, and all with the grace of an Arteta touchline moment. If we now move on to segment two, which is the fantasy football section. So after the FA Cup last weekend, the Prem is back with a bang, and with it, fantasy football. Mark, take it away.
I mean, it's been that long since, well, it feels that long since the Premier League. I've actually completely forgotten what happened in my last fantasy result. I think I lost to Haaland FC, which isn't unusual. I'm still trying to get through the season without playing Haaland. Uh, but I think I brought in Ekatike this week. I was sort of looking at the Burnley game and thinking,
Yeah.
oh, there might be a goal or two there for him. So
hmm
yeah, Ekatike is in, and he's going to be making up the rest of the front line with Calvert-Lewin and Thiago,
Thiago
who
is a
I
cracking
have had in for
influence.
the last few weeks.
Mm.
So I have benefited from the
Yeah.
hat trick and various goals in other matches as well. So
hmm
yeah,
Yeah.
so this is
No,
it. All
this
three
is.
of them are going to have an absolute blank now.
I know it feels like, I mean, it's just about 10 days ago that the last batch of Prem fixtures took place. So they were midweek, if you remember. But it feels like much longer than that with the cup. But in the last round of matches, I played the guy who's top of the league. It was close, but he picked me to it. So it was interesting. We have a very, very similar team, but he just has had a couple of players who were slightly different and they scored a few more points than me. But all the best to him. And I play his partner this week, so in the league. So let's see how that goes. So it's like two members of the same household week after week. So
You see, you could be making an entire household happy this week. Oh,
or
oh,
or like I could be happy this week, which is
oh,
what
you
I'm
could be
aiming for.
happy.
Yeah. But I'll just run through a few of the main fixtures this week. So we've already spoken about the Manchester Derby. So it's United v City on Saturday lunchtime. Haaland again is the pick to go for, but Foden is in good form and Semenyo. But a lot of people have Semenyo in their team already, and if you've got three players from City, I mean, I had this that I was told to get rid of one City player, so I'm probably going to have to eject Nunes at the back because I'd like to keep Semenyo. Um, what else to say? So Chelsea versus Brentford. Brentford have been really strong recently. The last set of games, they absolutely destroyed Sunderland. But Keith Andrew and Brentford, they started the season cautiously, and we weren't sure how things would go. But he is building a really good team, and Thiago, I mean, their good form is in no small part down to him. Terrific player. He's one of the top picks this week, as you say. Chelsea, with Rosinia coming in, they suffered quite a heavy defeat at home in the EFL Cup. Sorry, I mean in the League Cup midweek to Arsenal. I think Rosinia might need a bit of time just to get to grips with his players, so Chelsea might struggle, especially their defenders. But go for Thiago here. He's the one to go for. Leeds versus Fulham. You mentioned Calvert-Lewin, who's been scoring goals for fun in the last few weeks. And for Leeds, go for Anton Stack as well. Fulham, Harry Wilson has been in sparkling form the last 6 or 7 weeks. But Raul Jimenez is also scoring goals on a regular basis. He's one to go for. Liverpool versus Burnley. Mark, you've hit the nail on the head. Eki TK is the top person to go for here. If things fall for him, he could have a goal fest. I'm also going to say go for Cody Gakpo. He tends to play better at Anfield, and if he's going to play today, even for 60 minutes or so, he may well score. And Florian Wirtz has found his feet in a big way now, and he's doing some great things at Liverpool week in, week out. And I've noticed, I mean, the relationship that he's building with Ekitike, it's joyous. It really is. So, and it's nice to think that we will get to see these guys play football in the Prem for the next few years together. They will be very, very good. Spurs versus West Ham. We've spoken about West Ham. This is going to favour Spurs for sure. I mean, go for Gallagher, as you said rightly. He is someone who he's going to hit the ground running in the Premier League, and he will score highly. And Kudus as well. I'm sure he will want to put one over his previous team. For West Ham, go for Pablo. He could be amongst the goals already. It's an early stage, and Jared Bowen as well. And I'll just do one more. I know there's other fixtures, but Wolves versus Newcastle. I can't say that I would recommend picking any of the Wolves players on current form, but for Newcastle, Bruno Guimaraes is in incredible form. He is amazing at the moment. And Walter Maida, he's trying hard, he's working hard in every game. He's not been amongst the goals recently, but a game against a physical team like Wolves might be right up his street. And Anthony Gordon, the ever elegant winger, he's one to go for if you so fancy. And a quick captain summary, Mark, cover your ears. Haaland, Haaland, Haaland is the one to go for. But
Who?
but Eki TK is coming up nicely on the rails this week as well. And Thiago for Brentford. And an outside pick, Guimaraes. He could have a cracker against Wolves, so he could score highly. So that's the FF roundup. Shall we move on to the obscure facts section?
Oh, go on then. Why not?
Yeah. Okay. Um, shall I start or do you want to?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. So the first obscure fact this week, it's a pretty good one. So it's known as the curse of Bela Gutmann. So Bela Gutmann coached Benfica to two European Cup wins, I think in 1961 and 62. So after a pay dispute, he left and allegedly cursed the club, saying they would never win another European title for 100 years. The words were that not in 100 years from now will Benfica ever be European champions again. Benfica went on to reach five European Cup finals, what's known as the Champions League these days. So this was in, I think, 63, 65, 68, 88, and 1990, but they didn't win any of them. And since then, in total, Benfica have lost eight European finals. So this is Champions League, the old UEFA Cup, and the Europa League. And prior to the 1990 final, which was played in Vienna, Eusebio allegedly prayed at Gutmann's grave and asked for the curse to be broken. And fans and players often reference the curse prior to European finals, even to this day. And the Benfica curse, it remains unbroken as of today. So there we go. Another footballing X-file.
That's a serious grudge. 100 years. Wow. I mean, what was it? Any one thing that sort of led to the tipping over, or was it sort
It
of like
was a
a
pay
series of little
dispute.
small things,
No,
and then
it
that
was
was
a
it? It
pay
just went.
dispute. It was a pay
Pay
dispute.
dispute.
Pay dispute.
So
So
we're
yeah.
going straight. Wow. I mean, that's negotiation. Um, is it still ongoing?
Well, it was quite an interesting story,
Yeah.
but no, it was good. It was good, but
Oh yeah.
let's see what
Yep.
happens. But Benfica are one of the great teams in European football. I've been to their stadium, which is magnificent. If you're ever sort of in Lisbon, I can highly recommend going to watch a match there. It's amazing. But
Yeah.
let's see if
Well,
in our lifetime they win another European trophy and if the curse can be broken. So,
what year are we up to now? So, how long have they got to go?
well, I think this happened in the 1960s. So,
Okay.
you know, because he coached them to two European Cup wins in 61 and 62. But I think then the curse took place. But after that, they reached the final in 63. And as I said, I think it was 65, 68, 88, and 90. So it must have been in between 62 as and when they won and 63. So there's a while to go yet.
Yeah.
So, mm,
Well, we'll keep on looking. But yeah, if Benfica get to the final at any point from now on, I won't be looking at them.
no, no, yeah. And shall I hand over to you for this week's second
Oh
obscure
yeah,
fact?
no, I've got one. I've got one. Right, okay then. So it is the Manchester Derby this weekend. There's been plenty of managers that have played for the clubs and then managed them. There's plenty of players that have played for both clubs. However, there is only one person that has managed both Manchester United and Manchester City, and he did it back to back, going back
Wow.
to the 1900s. And the person's name is Ernest Magnol. And I think he came from Burnley, managed at Man United, then went on to City. And he's a key figure in both clubs' history. He's believed to be one of the main people behind Man United moving to Old Trafford
Hmm.
and Manchester City moving to Main Road.
Wow.
So yeah, really, really big impact on both teams. I mean, can it happen again?
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean,
the rate Man United are going through managers. I mean, the chances are decreasing all the time. But could we ever see that happen again?
so who would you go for then to sort of, I mean, a former coach of City to sort of, I mean, you know, I think
A former manager of City going to Man United.
I just can't see it happening ever. There's just
I
too
know,
much beef in
no,
between the clubs. Mm.
no. You just can't picture it at all. Because I think Mark Hughes pretty much when he went to City, he ruled himself out of any chance of going back. Uh, Especially while Ferguson was probably still being influential in the managerial decisions there. Uh, but yeah, so that the record could hold for quite some time. Because Magnol's last game for Man United was against Manchester City as well,
Hmm.
and City won 1-0. And I think the media fuss at the time was that Magnol did actually look quite happy with the result. So yeah,
Well, I mean, you know, other coaches, I can't see Mancini ever going to Man United. It's just not going to happen. And you know, they've had Jose and Van Gaal, who are still extremely high profile. I can't see either of them heading to City.
no,
Ollie would never go to City. I mean, he's just through and through Man U. So it but I've not heard of Manuel, but he sounds, as you say, highly influential in the history of both clubs. I mean, at the time, I mean, you know, even today, if you think about when clubs move to a new stadium, the upheaval, the costs that are involved, I mean, on a different scale, that would take place back then. I mean, I think we spoke, it was about a few months ago, about how businessmen in certain regions, they were influential because, I mean, in essence, they were wealthy. They held a lot of money, so they were the people that ran the club. But for someone to sort of instigate a stadium move for like two clubs, two large clubs, he sounds like a very impressive individual. But that's a great fact. I really like that one. So yeah. So that's all we have time for this week. Until the next time, keep the faith and do like and subscribe to our channels on various social media and get involved thereafter if you are so inclined. We are back sometime next week with more TMTG goodness. Till the next time, until all are one.